Hello, I'm Aimee.
And I'm Alexis.
And we're running for your PCN chairs. So for this semester, I was actually a co-coordinator for cultural. So since one of the part of the work for PCN is to actually run CMCD, we actually both have experience in that, since Alexis has been in CMCD since sophomore year, and so have I. And
No, I mean, you can keep talking. Okay, anyway, yeah, I've been in CMCD since sophomore year. I was actually a part of choir and cultural dance at the same time, which was kind of hectic, but I mean, yeah. Anyway, we feel qualified for this position because we both have had experience being in CMCD, and we have, like, you know, an idea of how it works and whatnot, and what we need to do to gather everybody together to get this going.
Also, Alexis was actually in PCN her freshman year, so she kind of got to see how it was like to be an actress during CMCD. For PCN. And then this year I got to see how the script committee and everything was run, so that helped a lot to see how the whole process of actually writing the script was like.
Yeah, and basically what we want to do is incorporate more cultural aspects into like PCN and Barrio events, so that way, just because being in PAA, I want everyone to be like really proud to be Filipino and to like be celebrating Filipino culture and whatnot. And like one of the things that I felt when I first like was acquainted with this club is that like, wow, I get to learn what it means to be Filipino, and that's what I want everybody else to be thinking too.
And also being a coordinator for cultural, I also really wanted to put the actual cultural aspect of like performing within the play rather than having it during intermission. So one of our ideas for next semester or next year for PCN was actually to have the performance coordinate with the play.
Yeah, and oh my gosh,
the folklore.
Folklore. Oh, well, we've been friends for like 6 years now, so we know how to work together. We've worked on multiple group projects and whatnot, so.
For like all throughout high school.
And all our free time is basically spent together, so we're probably gonna get the work done anyway.
Yeah.
It'll always come back to it.
We can work on it all summer. We live like practically 10 minutes away, 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's true, so, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So we'll open it up for 3 questions, please. Anybody have questions for them in regards to their positions or life?
So prior to PCN, did you guys have any experience with prom before?
Yes, freshman year of high school, we had to, since our high school is a project-based school, so one of the projects for our high school is actually to do a play. So we actually had to do the whole process, like making the decorations, the playwriting and everything.
Yeah. And we had to like make documentaries and whatnot. So we have like script writing and whatnot, all that stuff down.
We also have experience with Photoshop since we had to learn it since our freshman year of high school. So we learned how to work on Photoshop, make actually brochures on Photoshop as well. And also we also learned how to contact people for internships, so it kind of helps us out when getting sponsorships and everything.
Internships and interviews, so all that stuff. Yeah.
Alright, so PCN is a very big part of being the director of Filipino Cultural Night. Another big part is actually planning Barrio.
Yeah.
And since this next year we'll have Barrio 10, how do you plan on making this Barrio bigger and better than the rest of the other Barrios?
Well, we heard a lot of ideas from like also Dennison when we were talking with him, and he suggested actually bringing some of the past Barrio performance back for like kind of like an anniversary thing. We also talked about a few other people we would like to bring in, and then we also wanted something besides singers, and probably dance groups as well.
Yeah, we're always welcome to feedback, but yeah. And I think it'd be cool to have like past alum come back, maybe perform. I think that'd be kind of cool. It'd be nice to see where they're at right now and what they're doing with their talents, so yeah.
Any more questions? Minimum.
So, PCN was given a pretty substantially smaller amount to work with for next year. How do you guys expect to work with 8,500 for next year's PCN?
Lots and lots of planning.
Yeah.
We're planning to plan ahead.
Yeah, definitely planning. And then Ate JJ also told me before the meeting that she can help us a lot. And I know Dennison knew of some contacts for sponsorship, so we're hoping to ask him for that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to
Between ourselves or other people?
Between
Everybody.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Well, I know I'm actually pretty well with dealing with stress. I tried my best not to let it affect my work. I rather, if something is affecting me, let it just affect me than others.
We like to vent to each other, so
Yeah.
that stress thing won't be a
we're
problem.
we're pretty honest to each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we're really understanding too.
Yeah, and we like to think we're very communicable, I guess,
Yeah.
you know, able to talk to everybody and figure out what's going on. And we're going to have a lot of free time next semester, or next year in general, so
Yeah, we actually adjusted our schedules accordingly in case we did get the position.
yeah.
Okay, so you did kind of answer my next question,
Yeah.
which was, this question's for me. I believe that, and not trying to be biased, but it's just my personal opinion, so don't be offended. I hope it doesn't offend you. But I personally believe that the PCN position is the most demanding position on cabinet, which requires a lot of time and dedication. And I know that some of you, I know that both of you are involved in other organizations on campus. And if elected, how much time do you plan on putting, time and dedication do you plan on putting in this position while being active in your other organizations? If you do plan on.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a lot of organizing with our schedules and whatnot. And I know, like, she like has a complete schedule of her day planned out,
Yeah.
strict. She's like, okay, now I need to study, now I need to do this, so I know it won't be a problem. And I'm sure I could just pick up that schedule too.
I'm pretty like that. I know that if I don't write everything out, I won't get anything done. So I usually do that. I'm actually pretty good at organizing. And I know that for next semester, this would definitely be first priority. So I'll make sure that in my schedule it's the first priority.
Yeah, definitely.
So,